Now let's get into a little negative news, but I think there's some positives to look at this. Gregory Smith hits the transfer portal. Safety comes in. This was Stephen Harris' guy. I talked highly about him. Really climbed the rankings at the end of the year. Remember, guys, this kid he played a lot of quarterback. This was who Stephen Harris wanted to play quarterback when DJ went down. But has entered into the transfer portal. Kind of caught me by surprise. I mean, I didn't hear much murmuring going on about this, but Dave did some talking. I know Harris. I talked to Harris before the show. You got to look and see that the young guys coming in, the Lagonza Haywards, the Hilton Stubbs. We also got Micah Caraway coming in. Jordan Castell was somebody who was fantastic. He's going into his junior year. That room is very deep, very talented. And he redshirted last year, and I think he was expected to probably have a bigger role. But I look at this as like, hey, a couple things happened. You lose your coach and Coach Harris because he was coaching both secondary rooms. So you kind of change that up a little bit. And then you get some elite recruits coming in. Remember, Gregory Smith changed positions very late. Super athletic kid, super talented. I'm not taking anything away. But then you have the next following year come in, a guy like Hilton Stubbs who has the interception record in South Florida. Lagonza Hayward, a top 100 player. Ben Hanks, and these are cornerbacks. But
Ben Hanks.
The secondary, these recruits, these guys are coming in at top 100 players that have the ability to make an impact right away. And so, to me, look, it sucks. It is what it is. The timing of it is what makes me feel a little bit better. If it happened maybe in December, you'd be like, why is this happening? But given the things how they've unfolded, you get a new safety coach, and nothing changed then. A new cornerback coach, nothing changed then. We've gone through a couple weeks now of practices. He probably sees I'm losing spots very quickly. And again, maybe not. Maybe he's just unhappy with the play calling because, again, changes things a little bit. Hey, Coach Van's like, you're not my typical safety that I like. There's so many factors to this. I don't want to talk negatively about it, but I think that, again, cornerbacks are a room we probably don't have as much depth, but the safety room I feel very confident about. And there is talks there could be more guys. And again, not in a bad way, just that's how good the young guys are playing. You ever watch your favorite football team, whether college or NFL, and you see the hold? Where's the flag, ref? Where is it? You're calling, you're whistling, or sometimes it's the other way around. They call the hold, and you're like, open your eyes, ref. Well, now you get your chance to have your voice heard. With Penalty Verdict, you get to do all of that. With Penalty Verdict, you get to vote on penalties called in real time on both NFL and college football games. Engage with the community of football fans who desire fair play and accountability. Unlock the next dimension of sports by engaging with real-time polling of referees, players, and teams. View data-driven insights to help inform discussions about the game. Penalty Verdict is the development phase, and we would love to hear back from you. What features do you want to see in the app for next football season? Check out penaltyverdict.com/Hightop Sports to get in on the action. Now, listen, boys, you and I both know we have had our moments of hooting and hollering. Now's your time to speak up. We're giving you the platform. Take advantage of it.
Yeah, and look, Gregory Smith, I mean, he's a great athlete. Like, he'll land at a good school, and even if he lands at a rival, I don't even really care. I'll still call him a great athlete. It doesn't matter to me. I know I do a lot of the trolling on X and all that stuff, but wherever he goes, I mean, he's going to be a pretty good contributor to where he goes. It's just you start adding in the depth, and you start adding in the names, and somebody's not going to get playing time somewhere. And then you have to either they make the decision, or I mean, maybe they have a talk with a coach or something like that. And then it's like, hey, transfer portal. I mean, when I saw this, I was like, wow, really? Gregory Smith, he's in the portal. But I've talked to some people since then, since the news broke out, because I wasn't able to stay on top of it because I was doing something that second. And they said that it's pretty static. I mean, you still have Asa Turner that's in there too. I mean, you've got some other names like Bryce Thornton, all those guys, and so you don't know if somebody else is going to hit the portal or not. And I'm not going to put that in anybody's head or anybody's mind or anything like that. But you got to think, man, there's a lot of bodies right there for that safety position. Now, I don't know where the coaching staff wants to go, what they're deciding, if they're going to hit the spring portal to get one. I don't know. I'm not going to say that either, but it does kind of suck, man. Like, I will say, I did like Gregory Smith. I liked his film coming out of high school. I mean, he was a 3-star, went to a 4-star. So wherever he goes, they're going to get great athletes. So hats off to Gregory Smith. Hopefully he can do something, improve his future.
Yeah, Miami seems probably the best hot landing spot right now, just given his connection with Will Harris. And so, look, wishing nothing but the best for sure. And I can't. They're getting rid of the second portal next year, right? It's only been one,
Yeah.
which I
Yep.
love because basketball's like that. You see it's just one portal. The fact, and it sucks. Look, you want to say it's good for the coach for the players, but it's not good for the players because we just got done talking with Coach JP about this. Like you got to have the willingness to kind of go through the grind to get better. You can't just like if it's not working out, quit on it. And there's one portal, so if it's not working out, you can go figure it out. But the fact that there's two, that's exhausting on coaches. That they're like you're constantly having to sell this kid on why he should be here. It's like look, like you got to earn it. You got to grind. And just because you have a bad spring doesn't mean you can't turn things around in the summer. And I'm not, again, who knows? You know, we don't know exactly the exact thing. So I don't want to put stuff out there on this, but that's kind of how it appears. Just given the fact that he's bailing out mid spring. That's I don't think that he's not starting leaving. You know, that's usually not the case.
I
And
mean, we all know tampering happens too. Maybe you talk to somebody, whatever, or an agent talked to a coach, and the agent relayed the message. That's kind of how they get around all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, you never know. You don't know the real reason anyway. So
if I had to guess, he obviously redshirts last year with the anticipation of taking a step forward going into this year, and then kind of walks into this year, and this young talented group comes in. It's like it's not as locked as you may have thought going into it. Yeah, some guys may have left, but not really. This room, we lost Triquez, who was technically a safety, and Ace Turner, but he didn't even play last year. But Triquez kind of moved more to that nickel spot, and again, you're kind of the safety, strong safety. So think about it. You got Sharif Denson and Aaron Gates. Those guys kind of play that nickel and would slide back into that strong safety a little bit too at times. So it's a very thick and healthy room in all the right areas. And look, if you think about it, he was the lowest rated safety out of that room, I think. So it's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have. And it wasn't like there was a ton of playing time there either. So again, in the sense of how does it affect the team, it's not going to be the end all be all. Again, would have loved to see him stay to see the progress. I loved kind of his story. Stephen Harris obviously knew him. He was excited for him. I kind of hyped him up a little bit, thinking he was going to have a big year. So that's just part of it. I hate the fact that it happened on championship week. I feel like that's what they like. They like to try to kill the mood. You're not killing this vibe, boys. We're still cooking. We're still cooking. But anything else on that?
yeah, I was just gonna say the spring portal periods. They're voting on it to be eliminated. It looks
Uh,
like, but I figured it was, but we'll see. I mean, like I think the reason they're doing that too is because of spring games and people canceling their spring games and all that kind of stuff too. So I think it's kind of I think they're going to extend. They talked about extending the 15-day window, make it 30, and just have one 30-day window in December or like
that's
January somewhere in there. So
yeah. Get it back.
there will
It's
only
too
be
much.
one window.
It's too much right now.